Hello, this is Ankit Reddy. Welcome to the .NET course from educators.com, world's best online training tutorial for the leading technologies. In this video session, we'll see about a dataset object, the purpose of the dataset object, how to use it, and loading two tables data into a dataset. The purpose of the SQL dataset is avoid communicating the database every time for getting the some data and to manipulate the data whichever is there in the inside a dataset. And we'll see this how to use SQL dataset, and we'll see on example how to load two tables data into a dataset. Let us move to SQL Server Management Studio in order to prepare a stored procedure. See here we have a table course details and we have other table called TVL students. What my intention is, I wanted to get these two tables data into our web page. How do we display? For that, I'm going to create a stored procedure like this. Create a procedure ESP get student and course details as begin. Select student ID, F name, L name, location from TBL student. This is the one. And SMS, that another query is select course ID, course name, course fee from the TBL course details. This is the one. And let us see this whether it is running it or not. This is just a straightforward stored procedure which is having two plain SQL queries. Inside that, what it is telling, I want to get the data from two tables, so I'm using two select queries. What I want is, I wanted to display the same kind of data in our web page. For that, let us move to Visual Studio. There we'll change that. Go to view code. In order to use SQL database, we should use some namespaces. I was keep on telling in each session because this is very important thing, otherwise you cannot use this anyway. ADO.NET. One is system.data, another one is system.data.SQL client, another one is system.configuration. Configuration is for to getting the connection string from the web.config file. So first and foremost thing is we need to get that connection string from the web.config file. Configuration manager dot connection strings of, hope you remember that a connection string what we have given in the web.config file. If not, go to the web.config file and get this connection string name, copy it so that you cannot give any spelling mistakes. Connection strings. The next thing is we need to make a SQL connection. SQL connection CON is equals to new SQL connection, and then we need to pass this str connection string as a parameter, because on this only we have this connection string. Now next step is we need to make it as a SQL data adapter. DA is equals to new SQL data adapter of, we should use this stored procedure name. This is what we want to display the data. And why we are taking this example is how we can make some tailor-made operations for the data set without contacting to the database for simple operations. So remember that a data set will hold more than one table data. That's what we are going to see in our example. Dataset ds equals to new dataset. Now da dot fill of ds. That's it. Retrieve one dot data source, from where the data we are getting from this ds. Then we need to bind this data grid with the data bind method. In similar way, I need it for the second grid view as well. Here, let me take two, and let us drag and drop one more grid view. It is grid view 1. I need another grid view. Where are the grid views will be stored in a data session, inside which you can change it the color you want. See it. Now let me explain what I did. First I use this namespaces, then we have created this str connection to get that connection string from the web.config file. Then I have created SQL connection class I create an object for that, and then SQL data adapter, and I'm passing this stored procedure name, and I'm telling this data adapter, please execute this stored procedure on my connection. The name is called CON. The data set is equal to new data set and da.fill of ds method. Hope you are observing that nowhere I have created connection.open or connection.close. What will happen with fill method is the fill method will be behind the scenes, it will be taking care of opening the connection, executing this command or stored procedure, whatever it is, and closing the connections. You don't need to take care of that. Now let us see that what will happen. What I am expecting is two tables data from this stored procedure expecting on our web page. See here what is happening. Student ID, F name, L name, location. In both the grid views we are seeing the same data, but what our intention is, we wanted to display two tables information. So dataset will always helping us in this manner. Instead of going to the database, we can have this dataset stored tables information like this. Now in the same way we can get the second table information in this way. Now let us execute the same application or a program. You can see now course details in other grid view, student tables data in one grid view. Like this we can manipulate or we can work with dataset. So it is proved that dataset will be loading more than one table data. Okay, by default the tables in the dataset will have table names as table, table 1, table 2, etc. So if I wanted to give the tables in the dataset a meaningful name, so let us do that. How can we give the meaningful name? Right, after filling the dataset, we wanted to give the meaningful name. We are telling that table name is students. Why I am giving this table name as students means the first query inside a stored procedure is TBL students. In a similar way, let me give another meaningful name for course as well, COURSE, and here which is there in the table 1. Now we can take the students, then repeat it, paste here and paste here. That's it. Now you can see that no difference in the output, but we are giving a meaningful names. Students, oops, something went wrong. Let us see that what is going wrong. Yeah, here we should give the ds.tables. What we are doing, we are just giving the data source as students. So it will be taking S as a first row, T as a second row, like that. Students, then courses. What we want, we need a tables data. So only I am taking like ds.tables of the table whichever we are going to store inside our grid view. So we need the square brackets. Now let us see that output will be showing a proper way. This is how we can manipulate the dataset, because dataset will be holding more than two tables. That's what we have written here. We have seen that the purpose of the SQL dataset object is avoiding the directly communication with the database for small related things, like we have done now with the two tables data in a dataset. It's just like an example you can take. If you wanted to eat something, we will be storing in our fridge instead of going every time to the grocery shop or hotel whenever we feel hungry. So just dataset is like keeping something in a separate. So from that dataset we are dividing some data according to our need, students and courses. Earlier time we were getting directly the first table information on both the grid views. Now we are getting on two tables, two grid views, two tables data. Thank you for watching. We'll meet it again for the next session.